How you feeling today, my brother?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm just working hard, man, trying to build an empire, man. Well, I'm trying to reestablish myself,
Okay.
from my old journey. As you know, I used to be a member and one of the founding members of the group South Central Cartel.
Right.
And
Legendary.
yeah, we started on the in the mid '80s. You go through the name changes, the growth, the understanding of the business, and just going through the ringer, man. Watching other people like Easy E and Miss Max the Spade, Tidy T, DJ Quick. You know, the earlier pioneers of West Coast, and plus having love for the Rakims,
Oh, come on
the
now.
KRS ones, and the earlier school rappers, Rappers Delight, and just the respect of knowing your culture, and then watching the South and the North kind of like getting their development as the East create, the West was creating, and the South and the North was in formula mode. And
Right.
so, yeah, man, and be one of the first West Coast group to crack open the East Coast legendary Def Jam, which was ran by Russell Simmons, and then later on Leora Cohen's and Kevin Loud, and
Correct.
radio with rest in peace, my boy Big West Johnson. You know what I mean? And then eventually doing business with Monica Lynch and them over there at Tommy Boy. Did a little business with
Tommy Boy Records.
yeah,
Yeah.
Terry Wise and Dave, over there at Jive, who was the brother of Chris Lighty, Dave Lighty. Rest in peace, Chris Lighty, who ran Outburst. Not
Rest in
Outburst, but
peace. Violator.
yeah, Violator. He had Q-Tip. And also was managing Onyx. Shout out to Onyx. Just did some stuff.
Onyx.
Yeah, I was just with them at an event out about a year ago. So I got a chance to see them again and see the brothers. And yeah, man, I've been around, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and just tell you a lot about, the journey. Having been one of the few groups that got music with Tupac. Everybody can't say they done music with Tupac. Ice
With
T,
Tupac. That's right. That's right.
Ice One, Compton Most Wanted, BG
Compton's Most
Knockout,
Wanted.
Gangsta Drayster, Tretch, Naughty by Nature, Big Mike from the Ghetto Boys, rest in peace, 3-2, you know what I mean? And Banks and Too Short. It's just, like,
The list goes on and on. And you know what? I just remember, because me being in Miami, I remember just your group. I remember going to the record store. There was a record store. It was called Blue Notes.
Okay.
And I would go inside Blue Notes. It was like a mom pop's joint. And I just remember when I saw your name, it hit me.
Yeah, like
And
some
when I got and
gangster.
when I got a chance to listen to the actual music, I became a fan. And I just was like, wow, these guys are really making a statement. Just the name alone
Reality
made such a
rap.
statement.
They call it gangster rap. We call it reality rap, which
Reality rap.
it has this, connections. But when we first started, we went through multiple name changes because we wanted our name to not represent one particular gang or one particular style. We
Right.
want South Central Cartel to represent the culture of Crips and Bloods and SAs. We wanted to represent the pimps, the players, even though that wasn't something culturally that you want to teach your kids or
Right.
your daughter or your son to be, but the reality of it. That's why I say reality rap.
The reality of it was this exists.
Right. And then when you got the news people, the newspaper, magazines, and they get to tell your story the way they see it. But when
Right.
I'm tell it, they want to sweep our style under a rug and give it a label. It's
Right.
the same as a reporter, the same as a magazine article. It's just being told through with some music and some words that may be a little offensive to people that who's not accustomed to vulgar language.
Right. And this is what went on, during Reaganomics, crack is at its highest point. It's
Yeah,
all over. The epidemic is spreading throughout
it
our
came up
inner
up north
city
through the
community.
Nicaraguans up north when they brought it in with my boy Freeway Rick was one of the main distributors who was receiving it.
Yep, Free Ray.
So
So
yeah,
that is so interesting that, I mean, you're so important during that time. Now, let me ask you this. Before that time, what brought you into music?
woo,
What got you started?
well, basically, I was born in the music because my dad's an icon. My dad is one of the original members of the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, receiving a star in New Jersey Walk of Fame on the 26th of this month, where I'm heading to New Jersey tomorrow to get my
Yeah.
dad's star on the family's behalf. And they come from a group called the Shylights. And their two biggest hits are Have You Seen Her and Old Girl. And they made the top 100 songs of 100 years from 1900 to the year 2000. Out of 100 years of music, my dad and them got two songs in the top 100 with Have You Seen Her and Old Girl. Of course, they
Oh,
got another 15, 20 top 10.
it's
You know,
right.
Lionel
Absolutely.
Hatter, Old Girl, Beyonce biggest song is my dad and them song Crazy in Love is a Shylight remix.
Hmm.
And
Wow. And MC Hammer, have you seen her? Come on, you did it.
oh yeah, Paul Wall with Old Girl. We got
That's right,
and Finding Dory as the theme song. You know,
man.
so
So
I
you,
go on and on about Pops growing up with the Jackson Five, playing with Michael Randy, spent vacation time with them when they moved to California. Uncle Joe Jackson, rest in peace, having a chance for my dad and them to help them, get their career started by letting them open up a show. My dad and them was headlining in Chicago, where one of
wow,
Motown artists was performing that night, who took the Jackson Five tape that night to Motown, who my
wow.
uncle Marshall and my dad hooked him up because he was going crazy. Like, who was that out there performing? Jackson 5 opening up for the Shylights. I got
Man.
the poster, man. I can show you. I still got the poster, the orange poster where it got Shylights, Jackson 5, and the artist from Motown was one of the three acts performing that night in Chicago.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and so
You talking history. So here you are going through this, raised up as a child with
yeah,
all
around
this
Pop
musical
Staple.
influence.
Yeah, Pop Staple and the Staple Singers. I used to go over their house, beg for birthday money. The Emotions, Three Sisters. I went to school with the baby sister, the fourth sister. So watching them have hit songs like "The Best of My Love" and just I grew up, man, in Chicago's kind of elite life, being in Buck Billiken parades, meeting Muhammad Ali, having a
Wow.
famous father, going on Soul Train, meeting Don Cornelius before they came to California when Soul Train was on Channel 26 in Chicago, and my dad and them being one of the premier groups to help build Soul Train and give Don
Wow.
Cornelius a boost and, being able to transform Soul Train to what it became when he moved to California and then it elevated. And, my dad and them, traveling the world, with Elton John, doing shows with some of the best musicians in the world, man. My dad is still, rest in peace, iconic.
Yes.
That's how I got into it.
And you know what? You're iconic as well. Now let's talk about some of the iconic things that you got going on now, because you're doing your group thing in the 80s and your music is making that impact. You guys are creating that landscape for the West Coast. And now you're in a position where what happens after that? I mean,
Right,
are
it's
you
called the end game. You know, everybody got to have an end game in this. No matter
Yes.
how long your marathon journey to greatness and how you see fit to personally get the satisfaction and of your accomplishment. And
Right.
in my first journey with South Central Cartel, Havoc and Prodigy, Murder Squad, Young Murder Squad, having music in 8 Mile, the movie, music and Tales from the Hood, The Substitute, the movie about the drugs in the school, having music on that soundtrack, you know, being on D Shot's first compilation, Boss Baller, being on, you know, Priority Records, compilations, and, you know, building that part of trying to give yourself to get into the game, and then
Right.
getting your true accolades from so much hard work. And
Right.
so I got burnt out. I got personally, you know, in my feelings about, you know, how I felt that I should have been rewarded when it's
Rewarded.
not my place to say this is how I should be rewarded. My reward comes from God and from the work that how God puts in your, you know, in your life.
In
And
your life.
I have a new understanding about what I want to do now, you know, because when you do stuff with other people, it seems that your work get buried in their lack of appreciation.
Right. Right. It can.
So
Yes.
and so you can be bitter in other people's ways, which I have no control. And so
Right.
you have to grow from, you know, putting animosity in things that you can't control.
You
So
got to release that.
yeah, so you got to accept how people are and
Yeah.
be blunt enough, real enough, and layman enough to address it without, you know, holding it in and it doesn't fix nothing. So I'm able
Right.
to speak my truth, right? Knowing it's my truth. And my truth may be very different from one of the members in the group that I was in who doesn't see the value in my truth.
Right.
Always seeing the value in their truth.
Right.
And so now I move forward because I walked away from it. I just let my whole legacy just left it there. Let everybody do, say, and
Whatever. Right.
yeah, whatever. Because when I lost
For
my
your own mental health, you had to get away.
yes, absolutely. You hit it on point. And so now to appease my personal loss from what I couldn't get from other people, I have to redefine my career. And so I started Game Changer and I started a quest for my own personal greatness.
Wow. That's powerful. And let's talk about Game Changer. How's it changing the game? Because I mean, I can already feel the passion, and I can feel that this is your time again. You know, and what I mean by that is it's always our time, but sometimes we have to realize that God's time
It's
is
different from
not
your
our
time.
time.
It's different from your time.
Right?
It's different. And so when you have a selfish nature, right?
Right.
And I'm
Right.
never the one not to admit to self things that makes me imperfect.
Right.
So I know I am imperfect in my quest to greatness. But what I am as perfect is that God gave me the choice to quit or continue the journey.
That's right.
So my quest, right, to greatness, right, I have to learn that everybody ain't built for it. Everybody ain't built for a marathon. You know, like
That's
the turtle and the rabbit,
that's
right?
right.
You
That's
got
right.
all these rabbits in the game, and they take a whole. I'm a star. I can't solve this. I'm a superstar.
Right.
With
Right.
600 views of
Uh-huh.
200, streams, and now they block because they're using illegal, ways to boost
Right.
your stuff instead of, I mean, you have to promote your music. I get it, but you have to follow the ways of evolution of how it's varying.
It's right.
You don't dictate to go get a legal server and go create 200,000 fake, accounts, and then run your streams constantly to a song, right? To pay money to you from sales that you didn't legitimately earn. And
The
now
cool look, the cool guys don't have to try to be cool, right?
Right. But if you want to go promote your stuff and get it added to playlists or get it, promoting it on Spotify or get situations to build it up with paying for services. It's like paying a promoter back in the days.
Yeah.
The promoters are now digital promoters. There's not really no more physical promoters. The physicalness comes from a person building a digital network.
Right.
People don't understand the transformation and the transition from analog to digital and how the game has transcended from back then when the industry went from 100% of making super profits to the CDs and the bootlegging of the music that dropped the company to about 30% and almost bankrupt the music industry.
Oh, yeah.
And then the get back was the savior of streaming. Streaming saved the industry, man. But see, people don't get it or understand it. And there was a few companies ahead of the game, like CD Babies.
Right.
Like, you got to understand the business in order to be a businessman.
Be a businessman, right.
Right. And so a lot of people say, oh, I got a record company. They ain't got no LLC. They ain't got no corporation.
None of that.
Nothing signed. They got no business understanding of opening an up account with their EIN number. They have no understanding of legitimate corporations or having a business plan. And see, I can say all this stuff because somebody can say, well, he talk about, but I got it. It ain't nobody call me out. Where's your business plan? Oh, I got an exclusive business plan. Oh, you ain't got, oh, yes, I do. All you got to do is game changer. And I put you to rest because I want to be the best. So in order to be the best, I'm not into competition. I'm into being the competition.
Right.
In order to be the best, you got to have your branding good, your music good, your promotional flyers good, everything about everything, because people is looking for imperfection.
They're looking for imperfection.
They're looking for it. But when you got your shit imperfect, they sit there like Churchill mouth. Man, just hoping they can find something to talk about you so they can put you down.
And they're still looking. They still looking.
But guess what? As long as you looking, that means I'm on the radar.
Right. Now you
do. Radar. Because how many people can say they got to deal with Def Jam from Russell Simmons from the West Coast? Nobody but me. It ain't an artist in the history of rap from when Russell Simmons was the president of Def Jam outside of Boss out of Detroit, who was Russell's first signing outside of the East
Coast. In peace.
Rest in peace, my dog. She on the murder squad. You know, she my dog, her and D the mad bitch. Excuse my French, but that was her name. We're going to use I know you're supposed to curse, but I'm going to keep it respectful. You know, that was her, her name. And the fact that SEC was the first West Coast group. And then from that point on, Leora, because Def Jam had just moved from Sony. Our album was the last release on the Sony Def Jam deal. And so when they moved to Polygram Island, Leora was the man. So understanding, like when they say you do illegal streams and you I'm just gonna break it down to
exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's a different style because now it's streaming instead of CDs and DVDs. They were doing it. Def Jam was doing it. Sony
They've been doing it since before time.
Since vinyl.
Right.
Since what they call them 8-track cassette. Since 8-track. So understanding is the best key.
It really is the best key. But I want to also understand what is when we talk about your plans, so we know the transition of going into game changer,
Mhm.
what are some of the things now specifically that you're working on?
Okay, I just put out Project Game Changer, Quest for Change. It's an album of trying to bring back the quality of music, right? Far as mixing, mastering, the vocals, the tones, the um uh uh the purpose of a song. I'm into magazines with my publication. I got a new magazine out, a new book called Ghetto Tears. I'm on the verge of signing a film deal. I got a clothing line. I got
All
fragrance coming out. I'm trying to redefine the 21st century of how entertainment is more of a branding, because
right.
artists come and go. There's not really a lot of money in music no more unless you're Beyonce, unless
Mhm.
you're Taylor Swift.
I was about to say that.
You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
in order to get there, to get up there in a market that's this, right? You see these perimeters right here? So when you go outside of that, you're nobody. If you go outside on this side, you're nobody. If you go to this side, you're really nobody. You go this side, you're because there's only so much room in these perimeters for people to make it. You get
Right.
it?
That's
And the only
deep.
way you're gonna get in here is you gotta outdo Beyonce. You gotta do Alicia Keys. You get where I'm going with this?
Or you got to kiss some serious butt.
No, but kissing butt ain't gonna get you in here.
That's
You
not going to get you
understand
in
what I'm
there.
saying? Only sales and dollars.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You get it? To
Yeah.
remove these people that's worth billions and hundreds of millions for you to get into this perimeter, this frame right here, you gotta be the shit. You get what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and some people are happy with being outside of that because
Right.
you can be very successful
On the outside.
and make 30 million and live a good life compared to being worth 800 million,
Right.
which is in here. So, so this is defined by yourself. You. The world is looking at this.
Right.
I don't care where I end up because I know I'm great without that.
Oh, of course.
You get it? Because
Absolutely.
see, my music already in history for the 90s. You know what I mean? And so when I walked away, when my dad was on the verge of dying, he asked me to pretty much take over being the man of the family. Some personal things we discussed, why you crying and what I mean, like stuff that you really, 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 really like took a while to, what I mean, to overcome the pain of knowing what your dad, left these responsibilities on you and what I mean, and saying that, he like for me to, kind of make up for the mistakes he made and
Yeah.
I'm still making mistakes that I want to make up. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too. Me
And
too.
so this is an opportunity for me to continue to grow and be a part of my father's legacy, to continue to, for them to get a lot of their legacy that I'm seeing that he's getting after the fact. And so I'm looking like, well, damn, that might be me.
Right. Absolutely.
You get it? Because that's his choice, not mine.
That's right.
And so what I have to continue to do is to continue to lay quality bricks and continue to move forward on a path that's impossible in the eyes of others, but a marathon of a journey for ones who built for it. I'm built for it.
You're definitely built for it, and your energy is kinetic. It's inspiring. I
I
can
get that
feel
a lot.
I can feel the energy. And are you gonna really focus on continuing your dad's legacy as
Well,
as well? Or any
of
new project
course,
about that?
Oh yes, well I got a song out about peace with one of my artists is Tiffany Lewis with my uncle Marshall, who is the only remaining member of the four original Shylites, and it's called "I Need You," and it's kind
Wow.
of like taking the the world needing peace from a song my dad and them did called There Will Never Be Any Peace Until God is Seated at the Conference Table. So we kind of like, mimic that type of
Yeah.
angle. And so yeah, it's out on Universal Music through my company Game Changer Bungalow. And I'm gonna really start going after it this summer. I want to kind of like get it out there, keep building up my brand, and hopefully one of these situations I got gonna crack open because all it takes is one, and then everything you're doing starts to bubble. And so, I'm not just in it to be successful, but I'm also in it for my being successful to veer off to helping people, doing, work with the communities and kids. And it was something I had always done in my South Central Cartel days, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And, getting a little bit into politics and, understanding that, that plays a big, huge part in our world today and finding candidates that me and my company can invest in and donate to and get into programs and helping schools and going to parks and kids don't have uniforms to play their season in baseball and just
Yeah.
finding things for myself. You get it? I don't need to you know get it through the public eye. It's for a personal eye. And then the main thing is finding great charities that do great work and to where they just need funding. You get it? They do all the hard work. They just need good funding. And so, just things like that, man. Like, I want to really do because as you get older, man, your purpose changes.
Changes.
Yeah, it changes, man. And I'm not, moved by um jury,
No, gods, no.
have a $9 million house on top of, you know, what I'm saying? Even though I grew up in a mansion, you know what I mean? Had maids and butlers, went to Catholic schools, and so I had a piece of the life. And then to have some success, I had a piece of the life personally. And in
Well,
all, it comes and goes.
and when you get older, you realize that you never seen a U-Haul in back of a hearse.
Absolutely. You're not taking none of that with you.
You ain't taking none of that with you.
Can't take none. The only thing you can take with you is right of knowing if you did the best you can to be the best human being you can.
That's it.
No matter all your faults, right? The one thing that you can never fault is that God gave you an opportunity at life.
That's right.
Hmm.
Amen.
Huh?
Amen to that. And I see so many opportunities coming your way, and so many opportunities that I think me and you are going to be
Of
collaborating on.
course. Because see, a lot of people who has bad intention can't take blunt understanding. See,
Right.
you had understanding of my point, right?
Right.
My whole thing is I don't have no problem with supporting. Listen,
Right.
listen, people call me, oh, I got shirts, I buy it. People call me, say I'm doing this, I got it. Oh, I'm having this. Can you buy a logo to put on the big thing? I do. But soon as I do my stuff, church in the
Right.
house. Did you get one of my shirts? No. Did you support my party I gave? No. You get it? And so
Right.
I don't go out there and post that. I don't go out there and make a thing of that. What I do is I cut you.
Right.
I just cut you.
That's it.
Why go through the drama of forcing somebody to support you when you gave support?
Right. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And remember what I said to you. I don't have no problem with support you. And support ain't just like you pushing something that we're doing business with. My support
Right.
is if I got a music and you got playlists and I got a good song you like, go add my song to your playlist. You get it?
Right.
If
Right.
a shirt you like that you go buy somebody else's shirt, get a shirt. If you
Yeah.
go on
I'm
eBay,
like shirt right there, by the way.
I got them all. And you want to go buy a great book, right? You can buy my book. But soon
Right.
somebody else come out with a book worse than your book be garbage. No disrespect.
Right.
But they'll buy it.
And
And so
speaking of buying, how do they buy? Where
man,
do
the
they?
website, everything I do, www Game Changer, and it's spelled a unique way, like on when you was trying to spell it.
We had to get it right. We had to get it right.
Right. Because if you think about what I'm doing, right?
I love it. I love it.
We don't play the game, GAME. We changed the game, GAIM. So what did I just do?
You just changed the game.
Thank you. You get
I love it. And I love that aim is in the word of game.
and you see the logo? See how I
That
got the little game module with the earphones on
is,
it, with the
that
bow
is so
tie?
cool.
You
That's
get
I
this
love it. I'm
brand. This
feeling
is the
that.
brand. This is the brand right there in the middle. So when I go show them girls with them little hot pants on, with them big old booty like they like to show with the tight, I'm gonna put this right there. Look, this that little part right there. And when people see that, the first thing gonna come, game change. So when they see that logo and they see that big old booty, they gonna like, that's a game changer. Put it on the front of them big old thing. They see the logo. Oh, them game changers. And so this is the brand right here. This is me.
I
Game
love it. I
changer.
love it.
And so I'm pushing that. And then, of course, in the background, Project Game Changer is what I'm doing. Like my project overall is Game Changer Enterprise. Everything I'm doing with all my entities, right, is to achieve a goal to become a billionaire. So that's insanity. Oh, you want to be a billionaire? It's some insanity to that. So how can you lessen the insanity of it? Get a business plan. Now, how can you get a business plan that doesn't look like insanity? Okay, if I create 10 multiple companies plus, and I can make each company worth over 100 million, I could become a billionaire. So if I make my entertainment worth 100 million, my film company worth 100 million, my clothing line, if some of them might be worth over 100 million.
Right now.
Right. I'm just trying to make a plan that make feasible sense.
Right.
So 10 times 100 million is a billion.
And that's a great way to break it down. Keep it very simplistic in thought, and you're able to see a clear vision of it, and you got a vision board.
Perimeter.
Yep.
Don't look back.
I love that.
Straight ahead. Because while people back there talking about, oh man, that's impossible. Yeah, they doing all that discussion. I've been gone. Look, I've been gone so long ago that I can't even hear you talking no more.
You already on the fourth company.
I've been gone, man. They still talking.
They still talking.
About how impossible it is.
Most talk is just out of fear and insecurity of their own. You know,
a lot of people just don't have what it takes, man. And they use the fear and security as a scapegoat.
Yeah, that's deep. It can be that, right?
If you ain't got it, be man enough, woman enough to say that ain't me. But I respect and give admiration to those who have it.
Who do have it. Right. And just like we are the Mental Margarita Show is giving admiration to you because we know that you have it. Give us that information again for them to reach you or get in contact with you or buy stuff again.
Man, it's only one word, man. You got to Google. GAIMCHNG3 3R Game Changer. Once you pop that up there, you're gonna be on there a year. my look.
You'll be scrolling a lifetime.
Hard work.
Hey, it's an absolute pleasure to have you, ladies and gentlemen. Cary Calvin,
the Game Changer,
artist, producer, you name it. He's done it. Entrepreneur, pioneer in this game, and now he's changing the game with Game Changer Entertainment. Love you, my brother, and I'll see you real soon.
You're a great brother, man. You're a great brother, and I am honored And I'm very privileged, man, to have, to be able to be on your show and also to contribute, because people don't understand that it takes resources in order to grow. And I don't gotta, and people need to go on and kick in them fees so you can grow and continue to do your thing. People get scared of a fee. It ain't the fee, it's the people who out here making fees look bad.
Yeah, wow, that's deep.
You get it? It's okay to get your fee because it's on the table. What ain't cool is when these people charge you something and you never get nothing.
Right.
So, hey, man, God bless you. And hey, like I say, I'm on board now, man. Whatever you need, we can keep it pushing, man, to the next level.
James is a dynamic and multifaceted professional who seamlessly integrates her passion for entrepreneurship, acting, modeling, and producing. With a keen eye for innovation and creativity, Deidre has made a notable impact across various industries. Triple D Entertainment and Productions is a leading force in the entertainment industry. Their expertise in film, television, digital media, and live events ensure a diverse range of high-quality entertainment experiences.
In zero gravity, I've been doing my own thing, yeah.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie Baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion, and you know Elvis had the whole city dancing.